Hello everybody, всем привет. Today I'm going to work on a number of different things, but the first thing is the tavern screen. So when we're in our castle here, we can click around and build different structures, but the tavern, most recently we just added animations. So we have the smoke coming up here, we have the leg of the little sprite wiggling there, and the tavern window is kind of glowing like the boisterous activity inside, but nothing happens when I click on it here. So that's what we're gonna fix right now. So this is what's supposed to appear when you click on the tavern. It's just a little box. There's this animation here of this hand filling up a mug with some yellow colored liquid. I'm going to guess that's mead or beer. It could be orange juice for all I know. Anyway, there's this nice little animation and it plays some music and it's just kind of a quaint little memory. It's more of a nostalgia thing, I guess, for the game. It's not really necessary for the function, but we're going to do it anyway. And so I give it my initial prompt of, I'm building the game engine for Heroes of Might and Magic. I want to add the tavern screen to the castle screen. When you click on the tavern sprite in the castle screen, it should display basically this screenshot. It's a dialog box from this recently broken out dialog utils, which gives you the structure for drawing these dialog boxes with OK and text and maybe an image in there. And then the tavern, these animated images of this come from this folder. So if we pull this up, you can see that's the barrel of liquid, and then you have this. This is kind of the animation that's going to play over and over again. Is this hand doing the fancy up and down while it's filling the mug. I think when I was a kid, I remember someone uh, pouring soda from a soda fountain with that, and they would drop the cup and lift it back up. It was kind of a fancy technique for filling soda. I'm sure people do it for beer in pubs and things these days. But I just remember that as a kid. I was impressed, and I even see this in the Tavern in Heroes of Might and Magic 1. It takes me back. So it's just full of nostalgia on this one. Anyway, we're animating these tavern images. This is the base image, and then we have 8 frames of animation. And then we display this text, which I actually now make the effort to break it up into these strings. That just gets processed better by C++. Rather than saying, oh, please wrap the text, I just pre-wrap it. And then all the text is centered. And then additionally, the tavern window catches all clicks until OK is pressed. So that means that if we click somewhere out here, it doesn't bring up the well screen or something else. That's what catching all the clicks means. And then we play this Heroes 47, which is in sound, and it's not in the Heroes AGG. I guess that should be a / there, which should be loaded in resources and played in sound.h. So I'm telling it where to put the sound files. So it does some processing, comes up with this tavern screen addition here. We make some changes to castle screen. We make some changes to loading the images and resources, loading the sound in sound.h. This loads the logic for displaying the tavern screen inside the castle screen. And then this is sort of the general game loop logic that handles the rendering. So we have our channel map here. We're going to insert, I guess we're just going to put it on channel 3. I could probably clean up the sound channels a little bit, but we have so many, it's not really that big of a deal. So I just threw it on a free channel, or allowed it to be thrown on a free channel. So we have a tavern screen state, we have the tavern music, we have the tavern window resources, which is these animation frames. we have a Tavern sprite hit, which is where you click on the castle screen, where you click and hit that actual tavern to bring up that window. And then the open tavern screen, close tavern screen, handle tavern event, when you click on the actual OK button. And so all of this gets handled, gave me some patches. I run through it. I made the patches, but do I need to load the sound and resources CPP also? And it says, yep, you need to do that. So it kind of omits some of the instructions occasionally. Had a few things to debug. I just kick back its errors and say you're kind of messing this up. And basically it had like a circular logic between tavern screen, including resources, but resources includes castle screen, which also includes tavern screen. So it's this like circular loop of header files, which happens in C++ sometimes, especially when you're dealing with AI. So we cleaned it up with this. Basically, all of these patches were the same. So everything's compiling, but it's missing the standard string in sound.h. And then I want to adjust the initial X value and move the sprites down, the Y offset. So basically what happens is, I should actually just open the build that has this and show you what happens here. So that's pretty functional. The only thing that's weird is there's a little bit of a purple artifact here where something isn't being overlaid correctly. And then this is stretching a little bit outside of the box. Otherwise, it actually looks okay. The sound is a little high, perhaps, too. I may need to adjust the sound levels on the game, just knock them down another 20% or something. But initially, the first shot, like it did pretty good for just a couple back and forths. But then I needed to adjust the initial X value and move the sprites down. So I needed to adjust the relative position of this mug on the animation on that base frame. And so it gave me a couple of spots to move things around. I moved some things around, and then I was pretty happy with it. So I said, can we, and that's what I just showed you. And then just made some minor updates to the documentation. And, made some updates about the tavern music, resource loading, where the different frames were loaded. Just trying to roughly keep my documentation up to date as we move forward.